Thank you, Nico Hart. Since we have a bit of nice downtime here at the start, let's get the run already started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Press the button.
The button might be
I'll
somewhere
run over,
in tech.
I'll run over.
Yeah, the tech is pressing the button, I think. They told me that they would take care of it. Nice. Advanced button pressing tech. So, following up that fantastic Neo Geo run, this game is also for a console you will probably never own. This is for the Wonders one originally, which is a mostly Japan-only handheld that's a bit more powerful than the Game Boy, but weaker than the Game Boy Advance. And yes, it's a nice bullet hell game for a handheld that's weaker than a GBA. I want you to keep that in mind when the game gets going. So in this game, we've got 3 weapons. We've got this shield, which we're using right now. We've got a wide shot and we've got a straight shot. But due to an oversight by the developers, we can use both the straight shot and the wide shot at the same time by holding the straight and mashing, or in my case, auto-firing the wide shot. Since we are going to be doing this for pretty much the whole run, auto-fire is allowed in this game. And we are also trying to get some high score, which we can get by cancelling some bullets with this shield here, increasing this nice red juice multiplier. And the shield has limited energy, which you see in the bottom left there. And it gets significantly weaker in both damage and its ability to cancel bullets when it's not quite at full juice. So hopefully this boss will actually die. He did die, nice. Yeah, that was the first boss, by the way. He's not much of a problem yet, but there's going to be more of him later. These enemies are cool. There's going to be more of these grey guys, and oh, that was a bit of a blunder. He died a bit later than I expected, but that is completely fine. Never happened. Right, so this game progresses a bit differently from the auto-scroller, more traditional shmup like Razion. In this game it's kind of like Space Invaders, where you have individual waves, and after you've killed all enemies in a wave, which you can only do after they're all spawned of course, it's going to advance to the next wave. Let's say if we can... blue guys are in the way. Now we can maybe point like this dude for a bit. He fires these bullets and we get some juicy multiplier, and then we can mash the shield there to get a bit more, and now we can just get some good kills on these boys. That is just great. As you hear from the music change into this nice Pink Floyd tune, this is going to be another mini-boss. He's going to be firing some missiles while we tickle him for a couple of points. And then we can start tickling him again once he stops firing this. There we go, nice. And many of the enemies in this game are spawning in semi-random positions. I say semi-random because the RNG in this game is kinda not very functional, and there's actually some methods in lower difficulties to do RNG manipulation even from the start of the game, since it always starts on a fixed seed and only certain actions advance the RNG. But unfortunately I haven't quite figured out the methods to doing so on hard difficulty yet. It was actually figured out by a veteran player in this game relatively recently, Color Thief. Shoutouts to him, by the way. He has brought a lot of new strategies to this game, and very recently. And he also took the world record in normal difficulty. He's a great guy. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today since he's kind of stuck in Canada. Horrible country. Don't go to Canada, you might never be able to return like him. Anyway, if we can get some shield on these bullets, we can get a bit of extra multiplier. That's great. Now this is an interesting way with the shield. We can hit multiple of these enemies at the same time. And all of them are giving score from being touched with the shield constantly. With these stick points you see the score going up. And then we can do the same thing but cooler. These we can hit... Well, if we had more energy we could hit 3 of them at the same time with the shield, but we only hit 2 since it wasn't quite fast enough to connect. more and not die. That is very good. And now we've got the second judge. Here comes the judge, Magnificence. That's such a badass boss intro. There's going to be a lot of those. You'll notice I wasn't firing at the start of this boss, and ideally that would be due to setting up some nice damage control. Don't want him to die too early or too late, but at just the right time if we can set this up. Yeah, the bullets are just aimed, so if we just tap away they are going to move past us, and then we can go real close soon. Here, cancel these bullets while we also hit him with the shield. And there we go, times 97. And speaking of Magnificence, Nico Hart, have you any messages from our magnificent, generous donors?
Oh, I have some lovely, magnificent donations. We've got $10 from Pog. That says, Pog! Can we get a Pog in the chat, please? We have $50 from an anonymous donator saying, thanks ESA for an amazing week. Thank you, Anonymous, for making the donation amazing. We also have another anonymous $100 donation. Let's go. Both of those anonymous donations went towards the Octopath Traveler bonus incentive. So again, let me do a refresh. $1,250 out of the $10,000. Let's keep those donations coming. We are getting there. We're climbing up the incentive. Let's go.
Amazing. Some cool strats on those grey enemies there. Spinning around them, getting some nice tickle in with the shield. Really fun wave. Then we've got these fidget spinners. They turn towards you when they reach you, kind of like some of those Amlin bullets from Razion. Then we've got another one of these mini-bosses. This guy isn't doing a whole lot, but he does fire these lasers that curve in towards you. Those are going to be fun later too. It's going to be quite a few of them. And Area 17, this one is going to be one of the first bullet hell segments where you're going to see that there's quite a few bullets that you can fit on the quite small screen of the Wonder Swan. If we actually manage to not get trapped, yeah, this is fine. We are fine. Yeah, got out of the corner, and now we can just kind of kill these guys, hopefully. But this is going to be immediately followed up by a mini-boss, whom we want to set up for. When this last one dies, he turns from the mini-boss, and we want to make sure to damage him immediately. This mini-boss is optional, by the way. You can skip him if you want to, but then you don't get the points for killing him, and that would just not be okay. Oh no! That is not good. It's not actually worth it if you die to him, but it didn't happen. Never happened. We got him. We can kill these yellow almonds with the shield, get a bit of extra tickle. Don't want to spend all my juice here, since we need a bit of it later. So we can kill these fidget spinners. Right, now it's Area 19 where we're going to be introduced to blue bullets after this wave. The bullet color in this game signifies whether the bullets are moving at a constant speed or whether they are accelerating. These blue bullets, as you see, they start out slow and then they accelerate. And hopefully they don't catch us. And these enemies can also fire at you from the rear, which one of them did if they get past it. So hopefully we catch them all while they're spawning in their random positions. Yeah, we got them all. This is fine. And now we have another judge. Mirror Shield. He wants the normies to get out. But unfortunately we won't let him. Everybody is welcome here, including the normies. But not this guy. We don't want him. Ideally we want to damage him just the right amount like the last boss, so he doesn't quite die too early or too late. It's going to fire some magnificent curved lasers here. And we were in the right position, so we were able to get out of them. Those are pretty big hitboxes, and if you are not correctly positioned, it's actually impossible to dodge. We did it just fine. I'm actually not sure about my damage control right now. Hopefully it's not too much damage. But we will find out very shortly. We want to use my shield juice here. ideally go to 0%, didn't go quite to 0%, but we went close, and now he dies, and that is a big cancel. It's not only the point value from killing the enemy itself, but every bullet that you cancel on boss phase kills also gives you points. That is multiplied by the multiplier, so again times 60 that is a pretty nice boost. And this guy gets angrier the more he is damaged, so we want to not get trapped by him while he speeds up, and that went exactly how we want it to go. And if we've got any more generous donations, Nico Hart, now is the time.
Absolutely, my friend. Right, we've got $15 from Maltface that says, thanks everyone at ESA for a great event. Let's get that Octopath Traveler Run incentive met. So, $15 from that donation goes towards the Octopath Traveler bonus run, which will be run if we meet $10,000 by the end of the marathon. We have Leaf with $25 saying ESA less than free. Thank you so much for that. $25 also goes towards the Octopath Traveler. Now, before I pass it back over, I do want to mention that Dermalogica, one of our sponsors for this event, is going to be matching all donations up to 2.5k from the start of Radeon EX, and let me re-clarify, at the end of Super Mario Kart and at the end of the crowd control as well. We are currently 1.6k away from the matching of 2.5k. So again, all of your donations right now will be matched by Dermalogica. So let's keep those donations coming.
Fantastic. Now we introduce these nice golden brown enemies, nicely baked, looking very tasty. There's going to be more of them later, and we are going to let this enemy purposely time out so we can position ourselves for this upcoming wave. So we can start damaging this enemy immediately, and then if we get this right, we can just skip this entire opening attack and then kill the guy. So we are good to go after dodging this. This is fine, and then we kill this other guy since we got all the damage at the start with the setup, and there we go. Then we've got the rest of area 23. Yeah, there are area numbers in this game too. Helps with remembering some of the waves. Now we got the other kind of fidget spinners. These can kind of kill you if you don't move away from them, but we know how to move away from them. This is the same minimus as before, but now there's two of him. He still does the same tricks. These nice curved lasers. There we go. Would he like to die? Thank you. Then we've got area 24. This is going to be another fun volatile wave. There's going to be 3 large mid-bosses that are going to have quite a lot of HP. And there's also a bullet cap in this game. You see how these guys stopped firing there? That's because there's actually a soft limit on how many bullets can spawn at a time. And when that limit is reached, the enemies switch to patterns that have less bullets in them. And that is why we are able to do that strat there, getting big damage on them at the start, in front of them, since they will just stop firing due to the bullet limit. And hopefully this guy would die. Yes, nice! Got just enough damage to get them all in the first cycle to get the highest scoring potential. There is also a bonus in this game, as you see at the end of every area, for finishing them faster, which isn't a huge deal most of the time, but on some waves like that, if you skip an extra cycle, it's going to be very good. Unfortunately, got caught by those revenge bullets. Right, these pyramids that you can barely see before they splat, they fire these 3 revenge bullets that accelerate towards you, and they are quite nasty. Now we need to be positioned for these fidget spinners. It's great. And now we got this large grey mini-boss. I hope he has a mini-boss. Anyway, we spin around him. We set up for this attack here, which is just aim at you as well. Then we want to spin around him again, and hopefully... I think I'm actually off on damage control, we'll see. Ideally, yes, we get him right after he fires, but I would have also wanted to get a bit of shield pumping, but that is fine. Now we've got 2 more guttural judges, Ra and Rue. They're actually a bit different from the singular one earlier, even though there's 2 of them there, but their position is different, and their patterns are also not exactly the same as the singular version. And on these we want to actually do some redirection here of the bullets. You see how some of these bullets that are being fired move very slowly, and they are kinda infesting the screen and blocking this entire right side of the screen. We are doing that on purpose because we don't want to use that side. So we have space here on the left, which we left empty, to dodge all this stuff and redirect those lasers safely. That went just fine. And then we are going to hopefully repeat the same stunt. While also hopefully getting the damage control right, so we kill these guys not at the wrong time, not too early, not too late. Just the Goldilocks timing. Since if we kill these guys separately, they are going to enter the random second phase separately, and that can cause a bit of a headache, so... Oh no! Was a bit misposition for the lasers. Now you see what happens if you are not quite in the right position when the homing lasers come. You're screwed. But this is completely fine. Now we would want to start thinking about killing some of these guys. Ah, I'm missing some damage. This is not ideal. Oh, I had the damage. It was very close. There we go. Just the way we like it, and now there's two of these guys who are going to get angry as we damage them further, while they are jumping to random locations. Which of course the jumping random means your ability to damage them is also random, since the hitboxes are not very large. Want to watch how often they fire to see when they are going to start getting angry. I think I hear some roaring from these mirror shields. Oh no! Got myself pushed back by the shield. Yeah, the shield also pushes you back when you are cancelling bullets with it. And you can actually do some cool stuff with that, aside from getting yourself hit. There we go. Taking these two down. Then we're going to see this nice planet in the background, and when it has moved 3 times, we stop shielding and we switch the shot. And it's very important that we push back these enemies that are coming from the top. If they come down too low, you're gonna see what happens. Hopefully you won't see it. Oh, you're seeing it. This is what happens if you let them come too low. They spin around you and then they shoot you in the rear. Can be quite detrimental to your survival. Oh, we need to go a bit higher. This might actually get a bit scary, but we like that here. Ah! Focus, focus. This is totally fine. Nothing happened. Cut the feed, cut the feed. Okay, got the spin in time. We are totally good. Nothing is going wrong. Alright. It's gonna die. There we go. And you remember those tasty golden brown enemies from before? They are gonna be coming back in Area 28. And they are going to be coming back with a vengeance. Right here is the first wave of them. As you can see, they are pretty pissed. Don't think they like being in the oven and being baked golden brown. And ideally you want to kind of catch them before they start walling me off. There we go. And there's going to be more of them. Hopefully again not trapping me. You see how there's this wave-based structure. That final enemy had to leave the screen or be killed before this next wave would spawn, so I purposely let him go to buy me some space. There we go. And now we got the hardest wave of these, where you see these guys kind of spawn at a way faster rate than you can actually kill them. And that can really become a problem if we don't at least kill most of them. You can leave a couple alive and still handle it, but can't leave too many, and it went pretty fine actually. That's not bad. Then we've got some fun enemies. No, it's still one more way. Almost forgot where I was, crap. We've got to prepare for the fidget spinners. There's going to be some while these previous enemies are still on the screen. But thankfully, since we remembered that this is going to happen, we positioned ourselves in advance. Oh no, that was not the route. He's completely fine. Now we have these enemies from the rear who can kind of troll you and spawn in a position where they give you from the corner, but they didn't do that, which is very good, of course. You'll love to see that. Then we got the final missile flood, followed by one of the last regular enemy waves. We can get these blue almonds. That's fine. One of them live. Let's get hit by him. Very good. This extend is spawning at a pretty bad spot, but thankfully you get iframes for about 1 second when you grab an life, so we were able to just go through all those bullets with that. That is very nice. And now, if you remember the first boss of the game who died in 10 seconds, this is his daddy. And we are going to be doing we're going to be attempting a scoring spread on him. We will leave him alive on this cycle instead of killing him. And then hopefully we dodge this kind of dangerous attack. And then we can start setting up. You see how the score is going to, if this works, go up pretty high. There we go. You actually get more points if you kill him in a slow way like that, since if you kill him on the first cycle, his sword is going to die, which kills him with a lower base point value than if you kill him very slowly, his main body dies rather than the sword. And now we got the second phase, which is also very cool. We got these big bursts of bullets, and then there's this swinging laser, and we can go behind him like this. We avoid that entirely. Very good. Same stunt again. He should be pretty close to dying soon. He's here. There he goes. But the fun's not over, there's still a couple more nice fun boss fights to go. Starting with probably the hardest boss in the game. I'm not gonna jinx it, but this guy might actually end the run. It's gonna be completely fine, don't worry. So he starts with that opener that if you get unlucky, he actually just grabs you and you die with nowhere to go, but he didn't do that, that's very good. Many of the bosses in this game are not super random, unlike many of the enemies, but this guy is an exception to the rule. He can do quite a few unpleasant things. We get these homing lasers misdirected nicely, we can dodge them nice, fantastic. Don't want to tap too big here, so we have enough space to go around. If we actually had to dodge these bullets, this would be a really difficult attack, but thankfully those small bullets can be cancelled with the shield. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't mention yet, but the shield's ability to cancel different types of bullets depends on the bullet type. For example, these blue stars here, these are practically impossible to cancel with the shield. You can slow them down slightly, but they are never going to get eaten. Then the second phase, this is where things are going to get things are going to get rough on the attack following this. There's going to be some red meteors that are going to be random, and they are also going to be leaving some nasty surprises behind them. Right here, you see these bullets. By the way, they spawn in random positions, and they home in towards you while they are throwing these bullets at you. Holy crap, we got through that. Amazing. There we go. And it also transitions to this attack seamlessly, so if you're out of position for the lasers, that can also kind of give you a bad. It's gone pretty nice. And then we got another attack where, again, these guys are going to be spawning in completely random positions, and hopefully they are not going to be spawning in positions where they're going to wall us. They are spawning in positions that are walling us. This is exactly the kind of thing that you don't want to see. One of them spawning at the bottom and then one right above it. I don't actually... If they spawn at the bottom in close proximity like that, I think you're just trapped and cannot avoid it, which is unfortunate, but that sometimes does happen in this boss. But the fun doesn't end here. Hopefully he dies. Yes, thank you. If we didn't kill him right there, we would have had to dodge the red meteors again, and that would not be pretty, let me tell you. That would not be pretty. By the way, the randomness is not over. This guy can move randomly anywhere he wants. And that can make things really not quite fun. Oh no. Bit of a blunder, but that is completely fine. With 1 life left, that is exactly where we like to be. So there's going to be just a couple more bosses still after this. When we drive off the screen into wherever this is. This might be on that brown planet we saw in the background or somewhere else entirely. Not sure about the lore of this game. Divine Expression. Unlike the previous boss, who is very random and can kind of trap you in various ways that are very difficult to avoid, this guy is very predictable. He always does the same stuff more or less. If you do the right things, which we will see if we succeed. This is the lag laser attack. You can see how the game is just slowing down the crawl during this very expensive lasers. And he fires this attack, which is aimed entirely around you, so you just stand here and chill for a bit. And then he's going to repeat his cycle, and we'll see if we did the damage control right. Should be dying soon. We did it right. Yes, we did. Got nice multiplier. Then you need to, if you're not above it, you just die to that attack. Hopefully we can get this right here. Yes, we did. We can hide in this corner here. These spinning bullets really are quite nasty because they really do a number on your eyes if you try to see where they are. Then we got this funny attack where everything is aimed at you, so if you got the right idea of where you want to go with this, you don't move too little or too much, we could be able to handle this. There we go. Very good.
We got a few bit of time for donations at all?
No, actually not, because this is going to be non-stop action until the end of the round from this point. This is the third appearance of our friend Mitsurugi. Say hi to him. Remember the randomly moving boss attacks? Well, he moves randomly here, and if he wants to trap you, he will trap you and there's nothing you can do about it, but he didn't do that, which is very good. And then these bullets are going to be bouncing off the sides of the screen for a while. And you'll never guess what happens next. That's right, the bullets stop. And what are they going to do now? They're going to start moving in completely random directions. Thankfully we got through that. It wasn't too rude. And these are again some attacks that are just aimed directly at you, so if you know where they're going, they're gonna be totally fine. And this attack, Quality figured out a way to dodge this, since this is actually aimed at you entirely. But I kinda didn't nail it, so I'm forced to improvise a bit. And that went totally fine. And then we've got another fun attack. If we can position ourselves right and squeeze through those bullets while dodging the aim bullets, there we go. Then we've got what was at some point in this game's history called the impossible attack. We'll see if it's actually impossible or not. If these guys catch you, you die in a really cool cutscene where the boss summons a background with a Michelangelo fresco, The Last Judgment. It's actually really cool seeing a pixelated version of that in the game, but we don't get to see it because we dodged the so-called impossible attack. And now we are getting to the final judge. Can you guess his name? Judgement Silversword. Here he comes. If you have any weeps in the audience, you'll also notice that Mitsurugi is Japanese for third and sword, so there is some deep lore here with him being 3 rotating swords. And you have to block these shots that he fires, but if your shield comes too close to these dark blue bullets, the shield just shatters like that. So you have to stay very far away from them. There we go. Getting closer. Getting closer. Getting closer. Oh, still died, but he is low enough on HP that he will probably die from this. Probably. We'll see. He's dead. Nice. And that's time. Fantastic final bosses. That was really clean. Bit of a rough mid-game, but that was an awesome run. Also, now Nikohat, now is your time.
Hi. Right, I think you might like this one. We've got a magnificent, generous donator coming in with $5 and saying, I love seeing a challenging shooter run. Good luck weaving those bullets. We've got Mr. Lollipops with $50 saying, nice runs, nice charity, nice. We've also got Avino Doom with $20 with the comment, no comment. try processing that. We've also got Tolwyn with $10 as well, saying great event and amazing skills from all the runners. Let's get that bonus Octopath run in. Thank you very much, guys.
Nah, I think that's all from me. Thanks for having me, ESA. As always, such a good feeling to be back here doing live events after the pandemic season. It's been a blast all week. Can't wait for summer.
Thank you so much, Eero, for that. That was such a visually insane run. So I hope you got to enjoy running it. I know that the chat enjoyed watching it as well. Coming up next, we've got the pinnacle, one of the pinnacle runs of this event, Super Mario Kart with SMK, Machine, Lafungo, Jamu, and not just that. We've got the crowd control. So just before we go into the intermission, as soon as the run starts, it's not going to be crowd control just yet. But make sure that you refresh your stream so that you can start getting those crowd control coins with your donations. So with that, we'll be back very soon.